What is your name?
My name is Asif Upadhyay.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm an entrepreneur. I have two distinct businesses at the moment, and I'm a first generation entrepreneur who started off in 2010 January. I'm part of a company called Never Grow Up, which is primarily an employee engagement firm that works with other organizations to build the right culture in the workplace and keep people happy. So it's making the 9 to 5 routine a lot more happening, a lot more happy, and a lot more interesting, if I were to put it. And then we have a subsidiary arm called Yellow Seed, which is a content writing and content development agency that works with brands and marketing agencies to build original content for the web and the world. These are the two businesses that I'm involved.
Okay. So Asif, do you have any other partners or co-founders who help you?
Yeah. So Nevergrow was founded by me and my better half, who's Shazia, who's a practicing dentist. And in Yellow Seed, I have another partner called Ashutosh Khatri, so who's been my college friend for over 16 years.
Okay.
That's how. So we've been working together and we've known each other. So that's how it took off.
And where is your company based?
It's based in Bombay, and we've recently moved to a new office in Mahim. So.
Okay. Any other city or state where you are?
So we don't have an office per se, or we don't have people per se on our payrolls, but we have capabilities to deploy anywhere in the country. So that is something we've been able to do for that. So irrespective of which state it is in the country, we can deliver whatever products or services that we'd like to.
Okay,
manage.
so in your business, how many employees do you have who contribute?
So I have almost 7 people who are on the payroll,
Okay.
and they contribute in various ways, right from design, copy, art, to operations, production, and so on and so forth. So.
And can you mention few of the clients that you have rendered your
Sure.
service?
For Nevergrow, one of our clients. So our clients have been across retail, across banking, media, education, IT. Some of them include the likes of Star TV, Shopper Stop,
Okay.
Crossword, Bookstore, ARM Technologies, which is in Bangalore, Minda Group, which is in Delhi, and let me see who else, and Group M, which is India's largest media buying house. So we work with a lot of companies across the board. Yellow Seed has a completely different set of there we worked with the likes of Shemaru Entertainment. We worked with Contest to Win. We worked with we've done websites for website copy for a fair number of people. We work with media agencies like Tech Shastra, Bloggers Mind, Digital Yatra, so on and so forth. So,
Okay, that sounds fun actually.
yeah, it's good fun. It is good fun.
We would like to know what led to this startup, what inspired you?
Okay, so Nevergrow Up, the idea of Nevergrow Up, I think was there for quite some time there, but I wasn't too sure whether it's actually an idea. I would say about 6 months before we actually quit my job and I took this on. The idea came up at one odd coffee conversation with friends, and we realized that problems that people have in companies is that they don't feel like going to work on a Monday. And we started off this whole concept of, can you make the work week a lot more interesting and fun, and get people to actually believe in the work that they're doing,
Right.
either by building a strong employer brand and trying to make sure that the company positions itself in a way that people want to join you. Look at classic cases like HCL or Mahindra's or Google, right? Things like those. So the entire idea sort of germinated from there.
Before joining or before starting up, how many years of experience did you have?
I had about 7.5 years of experience before I quit my job.
Okay.
And when I quit my job, I was a product manager in MNC.
Okay. Nice. In your initial days, you might have come across many problems.
Yeah, sure.
So can you share a few of those problems with us?
So see, both the businesses that we are in are idea businesses. They are concept-led, people-intensive and concept-led. They are not they're not B2C businesses. They are B2B businesses.
Yeah.
And with the nature of a B2B business is that it takes time for people to let's say buy into your concept, especially if they've not worked with you once.
Right.
And that is the biggest challenge in any business per se, is to finding customers who will give you repeat business over a prolonged period of time. I think that is the crux. Once you have that going, then one customer leads to the next, because if you've done well, then word of mouth helps. That's something that you realize. I mean, rather than advertising, I'd rather rely on word of mouth to generate business, because someone who's worked with me knows our capability in terms of what we can deliver as a company, and then sort of puts us on to someone saying, okay, these guys can do X. That helps.
More often, most of the entrepreneurs usually have a mentor or a person who would guide them through. I'm sure you would also
Yes,
have.
I've had a mentor.
So,
I've had many mentors, in fact.
okay.
So to start with, I would say my first mentor is my ex-boss, okay, who I used to work with in HSBC, which is my second job. So during my 7th year, so he continues to be one of my biggest mentors in life. In general, about the business that we discuss. I have another mentor whom I've known since my college days, who's a very senior person. He sort of guides me on matters related to business, look at the model and new ideas. And my existing mentors have put me on to some new mentors whom they feel can nurture me in certain areas, because you're learning. So yes, that part, these are the people who've ex-bosses, some peers, so that's how it is.
Name one person who has been your constant support in the journey.
My wife and my family, because we live in a joint family, so I would have to say my wife and my family together, because they've borne the brunt of, let's say, whatever entrepreneurship brings to the table.
Right. 2 words that would describe your life as an entrepreneur?
Risk and risk.
Risk and risk. Then, do you miss something from your life where you were not an entrepreneur?
Yeah. I miss being able to switch off.
Okay.
So that's the one thing that I really miss, is sometimes, even if I want to switch off from, let's say, the ideas that are running in my head,
Right.
I can't. My mind is never still.
Okay.
It's at peace. Don't confuse that with, let's say, what I'm trying to tell you. It's at peace. I'm very happy doing what I'm doing. But sometimes you just want to switch off, or switch off your phone, for example. I can't do that. Even when I'm shopping, I'm thinking of, okay, what's the next best thing that's happening? When I'm watching a movie, I'm looking at it saying, oh, this idea might work for me. Right? I cannot just watch a movie anymore. Right? On a Sunday, I can't just switch off and say, I don't have to worry, aaj kuch nahi hoga. I'm constantly paddling away. That doesn't stop.
Right.
That's the only thing. That's what I miss.
Many of our students, I feel, wish to be an entrepreneur someday. So, do you have any message that would help them?
Okay, so I'd say yes. So primarily the thing is, when it comes down to being an entrepreneur, I would have to say that the number one thing that you need in your own mind is conviction for your idea. Whether you have the experience or not comes secondary, because once you're convinced about your idea, then you will figure out ways on your own to get it done. So if I don't know how to get that done, I will learn it, or I will have someone who will help me do this, right? Like a partner or a vendor. But the point being that if I'm not convinced about my idea, 100%, and you have to be convinced to the extent that even if the world tells you it will not work, You have to be ready to make it work. When you have that kind of conviction, jump into being an entrepreneur. That's all.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Welcome.